All right, and welcome at MRV Motorsport F1 Series. We are at Season 2, Round 5 at Monaco. Very interesting because this is the hardest race on the calendar. Um, let's see how the drivers are doing. We have Malone on first place. Um, Ismael Jimenez on second place. Very well done for him. A new driver, or yeah, at least this season, and doing very well. Beating Vanotti this time. So Vanotti on third place. Um, and then we have Rafael Costre on fourth place. And a beautiful fifth place for Dustin Dooley. That is amazing to see you so high up the order. Again, more and more. So very well done. Badena sixth place, very well qualified. Yet on seventh place. Diaz eighth place, also a really good lap time from him. Then Carlo ninth place, Ain't on 10th place, Bonardi on 11th place, and Fejsic on a teammate from Malone on 12th place. And the closing the order is Konstantinon Georgiades on 13th place, and unfortunately Morali couldn't start the race due to an error, and I'm really sorry for him. All right, we are about to start the race. 3, 2, 1, and off we go. And a real bad start from Jimenez, losing a position immediately to Vanotti. That is really unfortunate. Malone hold his position at the lead. Vanotti second position. Jimenez lost that position to Vanotti on third place now. And then Rafael Costre closing in on Jimenez. Dustin Dooley hold his fifth place. Badenas sixth place. Yet 7th place, all about the same as we started. Only Fejsic has gained some positions. Let's focus on Carlo. Ooh, too soon on the throttle, spinning out, and there are a couple of contacts there. But luckily everybody could continue, and only Carlo, who made the mistake himself, was turned around and having trouble here to get his car back in the right direction. Oh, so many hits here for Carlo. I hope you can continue, and as I already know, he is not going to the pit, and that is yeah, surprising, at least. So yeah, let's see how he's doing the rest of the race, if he can have some decent pace with that damage that he has from that incident. Okay, going a little bit back in time, going back to Dustin Dooley, and in the back of the screen you see that moment. Yes, and Fejsic could go. Yes, he gained some positions, already on 8th position from the back, so that's very well done from him. Alright, Badenas, Yet following Badenas really closely, but as we all know, overtaking is really difficult here. Alright, back at the front. Malone still on first place, followed by Vanotti on second. Jimenez, yeah, there are reasonable gaps between the three of them. It's not an overtaking position. Also, Costre still hanging in there, very pretty to see him up the front of the pack. Yes, Dustin, a little bit of a gap there, but I can tell that is because he is on a different strategy. Dustin using the, let's see, the soft compound of tire here instead of the super soft. so it's hard for him to hang on to the leaders there, the first 4 guys. But yeah, having a 2-second gap to Badenas, so that's pretty good. No pressure for Dustin then in this case, so he can focus on his driving. Alright, yet following Badenas. Also a little bit of a gap there, no overtaking possibilities. But just focusing on his driving, but hitting the wall there and probably have some damage from that. Let's keep an eye on him to see if he can still have the same pace. Coming actually pretty close to Jamie here again. Jamie going wide, but yeah, as we all can see here, to make a possible overtake here is almost impossible. And there another mistake from Jamie, and that's the reason that Yet can make an overtake, and that's he will be really happy about that, I believe. Alright, Amar Fasage behind Yet. Behind Badenas now, but that is a gap of 4 seconds, so yeah, lonely races, but not in the front, because there it is still really close. Malone still leading, yeah, that's true, but closely followed by Vanotti and also Jimenez and Costre hanging in there. But yeah, again, to overtake here, that's only possible, as we saw earlier, when someone makes a mistake. And the pace is also not that high. Everybody's doing really careful, but nevertheless, Malone did make some mistakes here and there. And he had already some damage from hitting the wall a couple of times. But yeah, then he better could continue. It was drivable damage, so nothing to worry about that for now, because overtaking is almost impossible, like I said. So the only thing he has to do is keep his focus, stay clean, and don't make mistakes. And I have to say, that was not properly done by Malone this time, because he was pushing the DRS button already 2 times, and as I know, later on even a 3rd time, so 9-second time penalty for him after the race. And that is yeah, something difficult to get this win then, because of those penalties. And yeah, building a 9-second gap is really risky on this track, because if you're gonna push, you're gonna get some mistakes and you're gonna get some damage probably. Alright, Vanotti, great pace, hanging in there, being clean, and probably knowing that Malone has this penalty, so he's probably not in a rush to make a move on this risky track. I think there is forming a little bit of a gap now to Jimenez. And Costre really close. So also it's impossible to overtake. It must have been a great race for Costre here, because he's on 4th place, having the same pace as the leaders, and also seeing Jimenez really close in front of him. Just focus, don't make mistakes, and accept the fact that someone has to make a mistake to gain a position. Alright, we're gonna go a little bit back of the pack here. Bonardi, how are you doing? Bonatti chasing Diaz, so a pretty nice race for him as well. It's always nice to at least not be alone on track, because that can be really boring, or at least lonely. That's the right word for it, actually. But okay, I think it was a slight mistake of Diaz there, if I'm correct, but no real game to notice here. Let's go on board for a lap or one. Does Bonatti have the DRS? No, he's not in his second. But I have to say that DRS here is not doing so much. It's short, straight. Oh, was that a little mistake? Going off throttle there? But maybe just a little bit careful. Alright, I had to prepare myself a little bit better because I don't know the names. I know Casino, of course, we just went through there. I call this the hairpin, the real tight hairpin. The steering wheel is actually adjusted to get through that corner by a lot of drivers, also in the real world, but I did the same. I put another rotation on my wheel to make sure I could easily go through that hairpin there. Alright, I think Bonatti is losing a little bit of time to Diaz at this moment in time. Let's go aboard with Diaz then. Oh, a little lockup, but that's easily done here in Monaco. Going in second gear through that corner, okay, amazing. I think Diaz really clean up until here. How about Carlo? Carlo did not finish the race. He retired the race. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that incident. But I'm gonna do this kind of like a stream, so I'm not gonna turn back time. Try to make this video in one try. Back to Jimenez. Jimenez still in the fight with Fanati and Malone, and he probably also knows that Malone has 9 seconds. Oh, and that is actually nice to see, but Jimenez is also on the soft compound of tire, and that means that he has the super soft tire for the last stint. So that can be working in his favor later in the race. Alright, Costre, are you still hanging on? No, I think Costre made a mistake somewhere, and that is quite some mistake, because he lost about 7 seconds. I shouldn't go back in time, but where did that happen then? He's following Jimenez, did a really good race up until here, but then he's going... Oh, he has an oversteer moment. And he has to back up his car and wait. Okay, did he hit Ain't here? In time here. Yes, there was contact, but he's going backwards now again. Yeah, you're making contact. Ooh, and was Ain't trying to get into the pits then? That was kind of a strange moment and key moment in the... No, I think this was oversteer. He's on the medium compound of tire, so I can't not believe that that he would go to the pit in this moment of time. Costre, how are you holding up? Straightened his car out there. Yeah, it was such a little touch with Ain't. I won't do anything with this unless Ain't is reporting you, Costre. but I think he won't because he was already on a lap here. Ain's race was not going so great. Maybe we can follow him just a little bit. Trying to go on a different strategy with the medium compound of tire. I really say that was really not necessary, but because the tire degradation was not that bad. It was real good actually on Monaco, and you can easily do a super soft to soft strategy. But all right, maybe he had an incident in the beginning and he switched to the. Yeah, I think that's the case. I need to think before I talk, but yeah, then it would be silent for too long. All right, but I think that's the case, that he has had an incident in the beginning and trying to finish the race in one stint on the mediums, yes, and then having others lapped him already, and that's unfortunate, and making another mistake, followed by another. Oh! And backing up into Dooley, a kind of the same situation as we already saw before. Yeah, where can you go? But I don't know where you can go. But I know it's your responsibility. When you are moving, when you're standing still, then you're standing still. But all right, going in slow motion here. Dooley is coming, and yeah, where can Dooley go? Nowhere, to be honest. But yeah, all right. That must be a lot of damage from Dooley. All right, what is Ain't going to do? Still standing still. I think his engine died. No, he's still moving. Okay, that took some time. Will he continue the race? Because yeah, when he's retiring the race, then we don't have to do the penalties. That doesn't really make sense. He's going so slow. He has big damage, I think. Now teleporting back to pit. Yeah, I was afraid of that. All right, Ain't retiring the race. All right, so no penalties need to be given there, but yeah, it was Ain's responsibility to not back up when a car was coming. But alright, hoping that Dustin Dooley, let's take a look at him, can continue the race. And he's not pitting here, so accepting the damage that he has from that moment. Yeah, no pressure from behind, I believe. Who's behind Dustin at this moment? Will it be Carlo? No, Carlo was retired also. And then Yit is behind. Yes, Yit is behind Dooley, exactly. And pretty close to, so there is some pressure from behind, and that's. Ooh, if I was Dooley, I maybe have pitted already. Oh no, Dooley was on the other strategy, so then it was too early to go on the super softs from now on. So he's stretching this stint a couple of laps, maybe repairing the damage. Or as I remember now, I think he told me that he didn't repair the damage because then he would have lost the position. So very smart strategy from Dustin later on at this pit stop. Will he go to the pit stop this lap? Oh, a mistake from Jit, and that's good for Dustin, of course. A little bit of a gap now. It's interesting to follow this pitting strategy then later from Dustin and Jit, but yeah, we also have close racing elsewhere. Let's take a look back to Bonardi for a while, maybe. He's not really close to. two others driving a lonely race in this moment of the race. All right, Diaz, because he was close to Diaz before. Yeah, and now there's a gap of 4 seconds. Okay, so Bonardi on a slightly slower pace than Diaz. Tires, yes, same tires. Alright, going into the tunnel here for Bonardi. Yeah, but yeah, priority is to keep your car in one piece, and he's doing a good job, I think. No incidents. Yeah, he still can see Diaz going there after the swimming pool. Phasage, how are you holding up? He gained some positions in the beginning, and curious where he is driving now. But as usual, oh, a mistake and hitting the wall there. That's unfortunate. Alright, I think he is behind Jamie. Or behind Diaz. No, behind Jamie, exactly. So he is now, I believe, on 8th position still. Yes. Jamie 7th, Yet 6th. Yeah, now it's temporarily right. Dustin on 5th. Costre 4th. Jimenez on 3rd place. 2nd place for Vanotti. And Malone still on 1st place. Let's go back to him. Overtaking Constantinon. Lapping him actually. Alright. As I mentioned earlier, I believe I mentioned earlier, is that Malone made some mistakes, having 9-second penalty that he still has to fulfill. But he has built a gap to Vanotti, a gap of 2 seconds or something. Maybe a little more, 2.5 seconds. So, but he still has to do that 9-second gap and pit stops still to make. Let's see how this folds out. Going to turn 1 there. Yeah, quite some gap, I have to say. And how about Jimenez? Jimenez still really close to Costre, but the gap to Vanotti is also built up around some 5 seconds. Alright, so everything's still possible in this moment in time. 9 seconds. It's a job for Malone to build that gap to 9 seconds, and it's risky. Yeah, Malone already had some damage from some little mistakes. And he has to push the car, and on this track, yeah, that's so hard to do that without any mistakes. So, big challenge for Malone. Going wide and hitting the wall there, and then he decides to go earlier to the pit because of that moment. But as you can see, he's really slow before he's entering his box, because he had to adjust all the settings, yeah, to make sure that the car was repaired. Different tires for Malone, soft compound tires this time. Damage is fixed, so head up and go fight your position. But the problem was that this cost some time, and Vanotti has a big chance. Whoa, going really close to the wall there. But Vanotti has a big chance when he makes his pit stop that he can come out of Malone in front of him. Yeah, because the damage had to be repaired for Malone, and also being really slow before he stopped in his box. So, but there was a gap of 2.5 seconds. So will that be enough for Vanotti to remain first position. I think he's gonna pit this time. Yes, going really slowly here. He has tactically a better box, more time to yeah, push his settings to the right. I think he didn't have any damage to see. Yeah, so quickly. Where is Malone? Malone coming onto the straight only until now. So I think Vanotti is already out of the pits, and yeah, there you can see Vanotti getting out of the pits. Yeah, but he has colder tires, of course, so Malone has still some advantage in pace. But yeah, it is Monaco, and I can't say this enough. Overtaking is actually almost impossible, and only possible when someone makes a real mistake. And therefore, a big oversteer moment on the throttle from Malone, going into the tunnel and not yet closed the gap with Vanotti. And yes, he lost out here, and now he cannot even build on his gap because of 9-second gap, because he's simply in second place. So the next question will be, what is this? Oh, and an oversteer moment also from Vanotti, but also from Malone, really trying to find the grip and the traction. I have to say, now they are pushing, and Diaz has leapt in this moment, getting out of the way pretty beautifully. And yeah, going on with this fight a little bit more, I think. But what was I saying? Yes, the next interesting thing is, what is the gap to Jimenez? Jimenez is in the lead in this moment in time. He still needs to pit, and where will he come out? Let's take a look how he's going to this tight hairpin here. The slowest part of all Formula One calendar, if I'm correct. All right, is that also Diaz being lapped? I believe. No, it's Bonatti. Okay, Bonatti. Getting out of the way here, a little bit unfortunate, but okay. Will Ismail go to the pit this lap? I believe he is going to pit. Yes, exactly. Let's see how that goes. Going to his box. Alright, where is Vanotti? Vanotti on second place, coming up to the straights right now, followed by Malone. Both guys coming up to the long straight. Yeah, and Jimenez coming out of the pits right now. So he has actually lost some time here. Yeah, lost some time. That's too much to say, but he didn't gain. The gap is now about 8 seconds to Malone. But the surprising thing here is to see that Jimenez was going for the medium compound of tire, and that was really not necessary. Ooh, going really close to the pit. It's really hard to heat up these tires to the right and hold them in the right temperature window. They're not faster, and the super soft tires could easily do 18-19 laps without a problem. So I think this was a wrong choice from Ismail, and that makes the story actually a little bit more interesting for Malone, because now the gap is about 8.5 seconds, and he only needs to have a half second more. But yeah, he is depending on the pace of Vanotti, if he's able to do that. But Vanotti created some gap, so yeah, it opens up that it's possible for Malone to have that 9 gap to Jimenez at the end of the race and still have second place. Having a slight moment here to that long left-hander, and yeah, barely hold it in the right direction. Still pushing really hard because Fanotti is right in front of him, and backmarkers are coming up, and that was interesting because yeah, Malone was hoping for a sneaky move when a backmarker yeah, maybe didn't act predictable for Fanotti. Chicane coming up and backmarkers fighting there, and this was the thing Malone was hoping for, but it didn't work out in his favor, and yeah, only lost time to Fanotti. But yeah, I have to say, I think Malone's pace was faster than Fanotti's pace, but yeah, when you're behind, you're behind. Making kind of a fake move, stressing out Fanotti here, but yeah, you can do whatever you want to do, but passing is not one of them. Getting real close to the casino, but no possibilities. Oh, and his car barely, a little bit flipping there, lifting up the left tires. Alright. How is Konstantinon doing? Let's take a look at him. Does he have company? He is not. So also Konstantinon is driving a bit of a lonely race. Let's just take a look at this T-cam view and follow him. He's driving for half a lap or so. Konstantinon scoring good points lately together with his teammates. Team Rockets is doing really well lately, and also today Dustin Dooley on 5th place, if I am correct, or where is Kostre? Oh yeah, Kostre made that mistake. So Dustin is actually on 4th place. Dustin in 4th place. And Konstantinon, what are you doing? Going really, oh, he is being lapped and going out of the way. But I don't think Diaz was. I think you lost the position to Diaz because you wanted to get out of the way for the leaders. You're being so careful, and it's gonna cost you. I am afraid you're not gonna get back that position. But in the end, if you finish the race, you probably score some points. At this moment in time, I don't know, maybe it was a little mistake or something, but Malone is getting a little bit further behind Fanotti. The gap to Jimenez on his medium compound tires, yeah, hard to say. Oh, Badenas didn't pitch yet, and now Jimenez is coming up to. Is that right? Is that correct? Yes, he's on the soft compound tire, probably. I'm making a mistake here, and therefore, wait 1 second. I believe Badena still needs to go to the pits then. 24 laps, or now going out of the way. Maybe he was lapped. Yeah, now of course he's lapped. Jimenez going through, and I wanted to know the gap between Malone and Jimenez. There it is, and now it's correct. It is about 11 seconds. So Malone, yeah, is looking to be able to get the second position, also with that penalties. And yeah, he has to settle for that. And making a big mistake, as I saying it, scrapping a little bit of paint off the wall there, maybe, but yeah, that was really not so much damage, I believe. All right, lap 25. Cosray close to Jimenez again. Let me think about how this went. Yes, I think Jimenez was going on the medium compound tire, and now he doesn't have the same pace as Cosray, because Cosray is on the soft compound of tire and slightly gained time and get back on the rear end of Ismail. Let's see how this fight is going to turn out. Real close racing. And this is actually for third position, so a podium place. So I can believe Cosray really wanting the podium here. Alright, but again, this is way too far to make a move. And you really want to make a move, but it is not close enough to do it. And then you have the dirty air troubling your car, unsettling your car, and surprise you sometimes. So getting close has a lot of that downsides, but now he's really close and having the DRS here, but the DRS zone is so tight and so short, you cannot even really have any benefit. But are you going to do it? He is going to try it, and oh, he's too late. And I understand you are trying it, my friends, because when you yeah, chances like this you only get once. But as we look at the rules, when there is contact, we have to look at the rules. And then we say, yeah, turning in, he is now, yeah, for the second turn. Okay, this is interesting. And I was not planning on doing a long lessons or whatever, but yeah, I cannot say he's in front. Okay. Now he is. But is Ismail already steering into turn 2? Yeah, I think he is. All right. This is the moment, and he is slightly ahead, maybe, so he can put his nose in there. Let's go ahead. Trying to back out of it. And yeah, Ismail just trying to make that corner his usual way. It's a difficult one. Yeah, the rules say Ismail had to leave more space at the inside, but it was a real late dive bomb. Yeah, he's just steering into the apex. Yeah, this is actually Ismail's mistake. So yeah, gonna take a look at that later. It was not a spin for Cosray, so that's actually a 5-second penalty then for Ismail. Not leaving space at the inside at turn 1, lap 27. All right, fair enough. But the battle is not over. Let's continue. Let's take a look at a beautiful camera view from outside the cars. The closest battle on track again. Costre is really close at the tail of Ismail. Can he make a move this time around? I think he's thinking twice now to do it here. Maybe staying close here and do it at the end of this. But this, yeah, that is almost... you cannot actually do this. And then holding on here, and this is even a better position to do it then, but you have to have good traction. And what's happening here? Costre, oh my god, you were so close. Driving in the points. Steady 4th position and even having a chance on a podium. But making a mistake here too early on the throttle and then hitting the wall on in a really unfortunate manner and flipping the car. Yes. Yes, buddy, and there we go. Because this is end of the race. Your car was upside down. Why are you driving away now? This is a real big no-no. You cannot continue driving after teleporting. Teleporting is ending the race, especially because your car was upside down. So you shouldn't be driving the car, and it's a big no-no. Normally, this will be a quali ban for next race. I think we had some other drivers too that continued the race. Look, and here already Malone was boarded by someone who shouldn't be on track at all. But I think I gave some warnings, but that was in season 1. So I think, yeah, when you are like an experienced, or at least you were, Costre was in season 1 as well. He should know the rules. He has no reason to continue here. Yeah, I think I finally, the final time, I leave it with a warning. I discuss it here in the replay too. Teleporting will result in a quali ban from now on, and especially I'm not sure. I think why would I give a warning when when it's so clear? Your car was upside down. You know, it was not an. I will think about it. But I don't want to look at you anymore because you shouldn't be on track. Let's go back to Jimenez. All right, good for Jimenez. Was on the wrong tire, but now he has no pressure anymore from Rafael. So looking out to a steady 3rd place. Okay. We go shortly back. Malone coming up to the. What was it now? Yeah. Making a mistake already at the swimming pool, close to Venotti. Lap 28, yes. And then, as you can see here, going too much over the curbs, making a mistake and coming on track. Yeah, almost too difficult to get away there. But yeah, the car was not damaged, luckily. But Diaz coming there. And yeah, Malone blocking Diaz. I give myself a 5-second penalty for that. But getting stuck here in the wall, even going totally the other way around. And yeah, I couldn't do much more else. Thank you, Konstantinon, to drive the way you did. Let's take a look at his view. He luckily wanted to let Jimenez pass. And then oh man, he sees another car coming at him. He must have been scared there. So yeah, but what else can you do when you are the Malone from this point on, you know? Well, you don't expect someone from outside of track coming at you there either. So I'll leave it with the best solution to all get back on track here. Except for that blocking of Diaz, I give a penalty for that. For Malone for 5 seconds. So now the now the challenge has changed, and they're coming. There is Costre coming illegally out of the pits. Thank you very much. But yeah, the gap is now 14 seconds to cover, and I don't think the gap is. Where is Jimenez? Jimenez has passed Malone already, so Malone is on third place now, having to cover a 14-second gap. But who is at fourth place? That will be Dustin Dooley, and the gap is more than 30 seconds to Malone, so that's not a big problem. So it looks like it's gonna be Vanotti 1, Jimenez 2, and Malone 3. But we'll see how that ends up. Alright, we're gonna skip a little bit. And we can see that Malone was able to have some pace back to Jimenez on the medium compound of tire. But yeah, then again, still overtaking was not going to happen so easily, at least. Alright, did we show everybody a little bit? Yet, did we show you enough? Also still a very good race. A little bit lonely for you, Mr. Yit. Nice car control there, recovering that oversteer throttle. Oh, and a big mistake from Yit. Slashing his car in the wall. That will be damaged, I think. Quite wide on that long left-hander. Alright. No, you're out of it. I don't want to see you. Jimenez. Sorry, Badenes. Until now. A great race. 7th place at the moment. Let's take a look at your driving. Let's take a look at the T-cam and listen to that engine. Jamie was so happy driving in the points. Going for 33 laps already on Monaco. It's such a demanding track for the drivers. Cannot lose focus a single time. Let's skip a little bit. Lap 35. And what is happening here? Unfortunately, as Jamie told me, there was like a screen freeze for a split second in his screen, and he had some lag from that and missed his steering point totally, and that made him DNF, unfortunately. 7th position, a couple of points. Just it was not meant to be, I believe. All right, and there is another. Malone has spun or crashed or what happened here. Let's go back in time a little bit and stay on Malone's T-cam. Going through that uh, tight hairpin here. Oh, too much on the throttle, spinning his car, going in the reverse, and then lost his engine completely. And this was actually the same thing that happened to Costre in Monza last season, season 1. And yeah, these things happen. Engine kaput, it's broken. I cannot continue. A third place, 15 points down to the drain. And yeah, really disappointing. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the rest of the replay because it was my replay and I'm out from this moment in time. But I can tell you the first drivers kept the same. The position stayed the same. Vanotti finished this race as winner in first place. Congratulations to you, buddy. Well done. And the interesting thing is, yeah, that the championship is wide open again. The gap from Malone was in 29 points, but Malone didn't finish. Fanotti won the race, so the difference between the two of them is only 4 points again in the advantage of Malone then. So the second half of the season will be really interesting, if you ask me. All right, going further to second position is for Ismael Jimenez. Really great drive from you. Um, yeah, even with that hit from Costre, perfectly done. The gap to third place was big enough, so you, yeah, for me it's not necessary to go to those penalties because, yeah, the distance was so big that it's definitely the outcome is certain to say it like this. So second place and the third place, a real big congratulations also to Ismail, of course, but to Dustin Dooley on third place. Well done for Team Rocket. Yeah, a lonely race for you. With yeah, but third place for from your steady drive. Yeah, great to see you on podium. Well done. All right, the rest you can find in the standings on WSS. I hope to see you next time, guys. It was a great race. Only six people finished, but yeah, it is Monaco, and we only had 13 starters. So, all right, up to the next, to the second half of the season. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.